Good day everyone, welcome back to the channel. As you can see, the day has finally arrived. I finally got my Mini 3 Pro, but not all of it. I ordered the Flymore kit with it too, but that hasn't shipped yet. So as of today, all we've got is what's in this little box right here. And yeah, you can see it. It's not a big box, so I thought rather than making you wait until the Flymore kit gets here and doing an unboxing video of all that stuff at the same time, I thought maybe what we'd do instead is we'll get into this now and then we'll take it out on its first flight in this video. That way you guys aren't waiting for the Flymore kit in order to find out what we already know about the Flymore kits, which are a couple extra batteries, a few more props, that kind of thing. It's basically all the same stuff we've come to expect from the Flymore kit from DJI, so yeah, that'll get here eventually. But for now, we just want to take a look at this drone, get it out for its first flight, and what I really want to see most is whether or not my drone has the same issue that all the other Canadian Mini 3 Pro owners seem to report, and that's range problems. Now, I don't know if you guys have done much research into that yet, but it seems what's going on with the Mini 3 Pro is a lot of those units are getting stuck in the, how shall I put this? Basically, there's a couple of different standards in the world for how these little guys can talk to their controllers. See, every drone, of course, uses radio frequencies to talk back and forth between the controller and the drone. But the world being what it is, we've got more than one standard. In the United States, we've got the FCC, or Federal Communications Corporation, or whatever the heck they call it, Commission. Federal Communication Commission, or something like that, I don't know. It's been a long time since I was in the States. Anyhow, the way Canada is, we kind of just piggyback off the FCC regulations. Anything they do, we incorporate up here. But that is not the case over in Europe. In Europe, they have a whole different set of standards and a whole different set of protocols they use for these drones and regulations. Basically, I think they use a fraction of the power we can use here, and they may or may not use other frequencies. So what's happening with these Mini 3 Pros is they're misidentifying the region they're supposed to be in. And the reason they're doing that is because every single one of these that gets sold has to work in any place in the world. They have to be able to switch back and forth, you know, so we can get on a plane here in North America and go over to Europe and have our drones be legal to fly over in Europe. So they're supposed to switch back and forth between the different standards. But what these are doing is they're mistakenly going into what's called CE mode in North America, where they should be using the FCC regulations. Now I could tell you what CE stands for, but it's, I don't know, I think it might be French or something, and I don't want to mangle another language this early in the morning, so we're not going to do that. So anyhow, I've got all my micro drones with me. There's the Nano Plus there, and here's the Mini 2 here. So we're going to compare all these drones, at least size-wise. I don't think we'll take this guy out flying anymore because he's officially retired. But yeah, there will be a video coming up on low light differences between this drone and the Mini 3 Pro. So I'm looking forward to that one. Kind of. I don't think I can do that video without the Flymore kit for this guy because I needed an awful lot of battery to do that with the Mini 2 and Nano Plus. But anyhow, yeah, let's just get into this and see just what's in this box. Oh look! A drone! Who would have thought? A drone in a nice plastic bag. And there must be some stuff hiding under there. Yes, there is. We've got a drone and a remote, and that looks to be just about all we get. There's a little box of accessories there. And anybody want to eat some silica gel? I wouldn't recommend it, but it's there. Okay, so we've got that stuff unpacked. Let's look at the drone first, shall we? Now, it's important to remember that not all of them have that problem with the firmware where they misidentify the region. So mine may or may not be affected. And there's the drone itself. Feels about the same lightness as the Mini 2. But actually, hold on a sec. Okay, this is something I didn't do for any of my previous unboxings. I didn't actually go ahead and weigh the drones. So we're going to do that now. Sound like a plan? Okay. First we'll get the Mini 2. 0.53 pounds. Why am I in pounds? There we go. Sorry guys, I'm just thirsty as heck again. Anyway, there's our weight for this guy. 240 grams on the dot, and I bet if we pull the gimbal cover off, 236. I don't know what that would be with the freewheel filters on it, but I'm not going to check now. Anyhow, let's get the Nano Plus here. $246. Interesting. Don't ask me what I'm doing in the background here while I'm thinking to myself. Okay, I'm not taking the gimbal cover off of this thing yet, but we'll weigh it now. 252. So yeah, we got to get that weight down, and I'm assuming that's going to be fairly easy. Now, first thing I'm going to do is figure out how to pull the gimbal cover off. And I'm noticing something here. Maybe you're noticing it too. See how the gimbal sort of sticks way out in front here? They're doing that so that not only can this thing turn like that to go into portrait mode, but they're also doing it so you can angle the gimbal way up. But that creates a possible problem. What happens, do you figure, if we run the front end of this into a tree or something? Nothing good, I wager. So yeah, if you get the Mini 3 Pro, just be aware of that. Your gimbal is all sticky outy. So it's a good thing it's got obstacle avoidance, because that could be an issue. And I mentioned before that I've got no plans really of getting filters for this drone, at least yet. But I may do that eventually. But I will probably not be going with freewheel this time. Reason being, the freewheel filters for this drone are very much the same as the Nano Plus. You've got ND filters and you've got polarizers, but you don't have the two of them combined into one. There we go, now we're under 250. Actually, I'm not sure if we were under 250 before because I'm half asleep, but whatever. Let's get rid of the scale. Just for a second here. Well, more than a second because we don't need it anymore, but whatever. Now we'll just unfold this guy. No problemo there. Now, how about size? How does it stack up? There's the Nano Plus. It's a little bit bigger than the Nano Plus. Kind of. And maybe in certain ways. In other ways, not so much. Mini 2. Yeah, definitely a bigger drone. Ever so slightly. Construction does feel a little bit flimsy, but then of course it would because it's a sub 250 gram drone. And on that note, you're probably asking yourself whether or not I regret going with the smaller batteries instead of the bigger ones, considering I am now legal to fly the bigger ones. And the answer to that is no. See, if I'm going to Europe or someplace that has really tough drone regulations, I want 2 of these micro drones, and I want them both to be in relatively similar camera capabilities. And yeah, a 0.75 inch sensor requires me to get another 0.75 inch sensor. That's all I'm telling you. I do not expect either one of these drones to keep up with the Lite Plus, so I probably won't include in my low light video the Lite Plus, because that drone really doesn't compete with these two, and quite frankly I'm expecting it to spank these two. But yeah, I got to do a low light video yet for the Lite Plus. I'll do that eventually, maybe even tonight, because we're expecting storms. But yeah, not exactly sure when that'll be. So, what kind of a battery charge do these ship with? No battery, so we're going to have to charge that right away. At least I assume that there's a battery in there, and yes there is. First thing I'm going to have to do is charge the battery in there, charge the battery in the remote, and that way I can actually use this, but filming is going to be limited until I get that Flymore kit with the extra batteries. Anyhow, we'll move this to the side for now, and we'll check out this here remote. And this is why I really wanted to get the Mini 3 Pro. We've got a display on this remote. Sometimes I just do not want to deal with having to put my phone on a remote, especially when it comes to storms and stuff like that, because you don't get a lot of time to mess around in those kind of situations, and I just want this to be able to get up and go when I need it to. It looks like they left a little bit of a charge in this battery. And there's our sticks right at the back here. That's one thing DJI continues to do better than Autel. So we got a place to put the sticks, and quite frankly I wish Autel would learn from that because, well, I'll show you why later. Anyway, we've got a couple of buttons back here. Got 2 dials up here, which is a nice change. I like having a couple of dials because, yeah, I would like the ability to control a little bit more of the Nano Plus than I can from the remote. So this might actually be nice. Oh, looks like we got space for a micro SD card there, and I bet I gotta go buy another one now. I would imagine that is for screen recording. I think I've got a 32 gig I could put in there, but yeah, this looks like a real nice remote. I don't have to stick my phone on top of it for a change. Okay, so set that aside and we'll see what's in this little box. Probably not much. Okay, quick start. whatever this is. It's French. That's what it is. Share the skies and be responsible. I don't know why I'm throwing that off camera for you, but I am, for some reason. Know your drone. Figure out where you can fly. Looks like this comes courtesy of the Australian government, which is another part of the Commonwealth I would love to visit one day. Okay, more safe flying dealies there. And what have we got here? Safety guidelines. We are drowning in paperwork so far with no sign of it ending. I don't know what this is. It's a thing that I'm going to ignore. And what else do we got in this box? More paperwork. French compliance statement. Whatever that is. Okay, we're at the end of the documentation finally. There's a USB-C cable. Can always use more of those. And last but not least, we got one set of props and a little screwdriver. So that's the accessories box. Now I'm gonna put everything back in that box. Or try to anyway. So we can get my camera bag up here. And we'll talk about one of the biggest annoyances I have of the Nano Plus and why I think this here Mini 3 Pro is going to be a big deal for me in terms of storm photography. Let's see if I can get this cover back on properly first. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to fold this up again. Be nice if there would be some kind of a strap or something to hold the props in place. But I suppose the Lite Plus doesn't have that, so why do we need to worry about that now? Okay, I got 11 more minutes to record before my Z50 shuts off, so up comes the big bag. Alright, I hope I can get this all in frame. I probably can't. Well, maybe I can. It's tight, but we can do it. Actually, maybe I'll spin her around this way. Might be a little easier for you to see. Alright, we'll open this up. Okay. Just get rid of that here. This is where the Z50 normally resides, and these two compartments are where I usually put my drones. So let me clear this off here. And yes, I do carry a silica gel thing in my bag, just in case things get wet. So usually, I should probably put one of these drones away so I can show you exactly how I do this. Normally, I put the drone in just like so. And then the controller goes here, and hopefully batteries too, but when it comes to the Nano Plus, that's not so easy. And I'll show you why here if I can find the controller. Where is the controller? Not sure right now. Let me get the one from the Lite Plus, because it's essentially identical. See, the problem is, with no place to put these sticks once they come off the controller, I tend to just leave them on the controller. But if I do that, how do I get this thing in here? with space for extra things. There is no space for extra things. So yeah, this is one of the continuing issues with this controller. It fits, don't get me wrong. It's just really hard to put anything else in that compartment with it. So, that's what I like about the DJI stuff. You can shove the controller right there. You've got room for batteries and stuff here. And you don't have to worry about where your sticks are because they're on the back of the controller. So, we need to see just how easily this fits in here. And it looks like I'm going to have to tweak the dividers again, because that happens. See if we can even do it. I think we can. Oh yeah, that'll work. Yes, indeed. Once I get the Flymore kit and I get the batteries with its battery bay, that'll go right there. So I'm thinking what I'm probably going to end up doing is I'm probably going to end up just going ahead and using the Mini 3 Pro in the bag. The Nano Plus will always be around in a different bag probably. And I think this is going to be my backpack drone from now on, because it's just easier to fit all this stuff in here when there's economy of storage, and the Nano Plus, I'm sorry, does not have that. So that's the deal there. So one thing that occurs to me that I forgot is I forgot to compare this controller with the RC1 that comes with the Mini 2. I believe this drone can be controlled by both of these. However, I don't think that's going to make any difference when it comes to the CE FCC bug. See, from a process of elimination, I've been able to determine that the issue with the drone not working in the proper signal band has nothing to do with this controller at all, and it has nothing to do with your phone. It has to be all inside the drone itself, because people have reported this drone having that issue between the two different controllers. It doesn't matter which one they try, they all flip into the wrong mode equally. So the problem is in this guy. Likely in the firmware. Somebody's got to go through probably about 1 million lines of code and figure out just what the deal is and then fix it. I have heard some reports that the latest firmware update does fix some people's drones, but yeah, I don't know. It doesn't fix all of them, so there must be something else going on. Maybe multiple issues with multiple lines of code. And I do not envy those programmers one bit, because I was a programmer. I know just what kind of trouble these can be. And just for the heck of it, let's get the Light Plus over here. Right now she's got no battery in her. But yeah, you can see just how much of a bigger drone this is. And I'm just glad, quite frankly, that I've got two drones that can do 4K 60. Because there are times when I need it, believe it or not. I haven't really concentrated too much on doing 4K 60 for the channel yet, but that's the only reason behind that is because the Z50 doesn't support 4K 60. So maybe once I get a Z7 II I can do that, but for now I just concentrate on what I can do with the stuff I've got. I'm trying to get you out of the reflection of the light there. Anyhow, I think that's about it for today. There just isn't much to talk about without the Flymore kit being here, so let me charge these batteries, I'll get the firmware updated, and then I'll see you in the field. Hello peoples. So it's time to finally find out whether or not my Mini 3 Pro works. As you can see, I've got a cool abandoned house and a cool thunderstorm to do it with. So that's what we're gonna do. Okay, first things first. I'm powering on the controller. Gonna take a bit for this thing to boot, so bear with me. We've got a car coming, so you might hear that passing in a moment. All right. Now, before we do anything else, let me show you how to get to the screen recording on this thing. All right, you swipe down from this corner, and now you can start your screen recording, which is right there. Okay, that's recording. Let's get the drone fired up. All right, drone is online, or it should be. There goes our car. All right. There we go. Now we got our drone going. So, let me just get into the settings here real quick here. Make sure everything is good to go.
The home point has been updated. Please check it on the map.
Okay, camera. Transmission, this is what we need. And it looks like we're in FCC mode. I'm not sure if we are, but we should be. All right, let's get this going.
Take off.
All right, up she goes.
The home point has been updated. Please check it on the map.
All right. Now we can get a good look at our storm, and I will go ahead and start recording. Should be doing 4K 30 right now. Everything looks good. Just holding here for a minute. It's quite the storm and it's heading our way, so this isn't exactly where I wanted to shoot this video, but it'll have to do because the storm's got other ideas. Hang on, I'm going to city mode. Slow her down some. So far, so good. I don't know exactly how to get into HDR mode with this drone, but I'm sure I'll figure it out eventually. This is just to see if it works. And apparently it does work. All right, that seems to be good so far. No issues with the range or anything. So we like that. Getting lightning on camera already, which is nice, because I didn't get time to set up my DSLR or my mirrorless. Okay, why is sideways disabled? I thought I enabled that. Come on, go to safety. Do I have to do the safety dance? I hope not. All right, there we go. Now we can go sideways. All right, I'm going to stop for a second. And I'm going to go up to 4K 60 because that's what I like to do for lightning. We need to see if that works, don't we? No, 60, not 50. Thank you very much. Okay, record again. Yeah, there's this little village I was trying to get to, but this storm's going to get here before I get to that village, so I am expecting lightning and thunder after dark. And it's at that village I was planning to get it, so we'll just have to see what happens. And I would have really liked to get my fly more before starting with this, but obviously it's not here yet, as I mentioned earlier in this video. But yeah, so far so good. Drone's doing great. And my iPhone video is only going to be 4K 30, but that's alright. I'm doing 4K 60 mostly so I can do a little bit of slow motion with the lightning. It's easier to see the lightning if I'm shooting 4K 60 is all. So yeah, drone's doing great. I'm pleased. I've got a really long night ahead of me. All these storms are supposed to go until 5 o'clock in the morning, so I'm going to try to stay up as late as I can, get everything done, and then tomorrow there's supposed to be more storms, so I'll relocate for those. But yeah, I've got the air mattress in the car, got my medications, got a few snacks. I should be good to go. We'll just see how it goes. But yeah, as much as I hate to say it, I like this controller better than the Autel controller. It's not as ergonomic, of course, but it's got so many other controls on it that I would love to have on the Autel that I don't. Now, I forgot what I had these buttons set up for. Ah, yes, AE lock. That, by the way, is the method I figured out to forcing the Autel drone to behave itself with log video. You turn on the AE lock, and it doesn't screw around with your exposure. This is good. We like this. So yeah, I'm still going to try to get to these villages tonight. We'll see what happens. If I can't make it there, I've got lots of fallback plans. Grain elevators galore, so we'll see what we can get. Then if we can't get anything tonight, there's always tomorrow. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to taking the Light Plus up tonight. It has yet to do its After Dark video, and I'm really looking forward to that one. You have no idea how much I'm looking forward to that one. Ooh, that was a good bolt. And I hope I got it. On the drone. Be awesome if I got it on the drone. Oh, and before I forget, you're probably wondering if the flat color profile can be used with manual camera controls on this drone. And yes, it can. So it's got one up on Autel in terms of that. So this may indeed be the drone I end up using most. We'll see. It's not called log video. It's called D-Cinelike for some weird reason. I don't know what's going on there, but that's what it's called. Got another car coming. Oh, I am getting bolts galore and I love it. Well, that's just about 9 minutes on the screen recording. So maybe I should let you guys go, because this video is going to get too long otherwise. I don't want to sit here and do too much talking, because I got places to be and things to shoot. And I'd like to get a few DSLR shots here of this house with the storm. That would be good. So I think I'm going to shut you down now. We're going to bring the Mini 3 Pro in, shut her down, put her away, and I'm going to play with the DSLRs. Take care, everyone. See you next time.